Hello again, Magma WK, and after a kind of a failed attempt to master the Cave of Summons, I've gone the easy route. The Sylvan Cave. Where yes, looks sort of like the Cave of Summons, except it's green. And yes, those green things will hurt you. I believe the exact same amount. Let us double check and step on one real quick. Yes, 50 hit points to everyone. But that's alright. We'll just take an angel with us. What angel does is insert effect at bottom of screen for everyone. And because I do not have the spell of float on Rosa yet, I cannot avoid those, except by my swift hands. Swift hands, cough cough. Swift hands, he says. Why? Because I am Magma WK. And my action skills have been shot to crap over the years. I used to be the best Mega Man player in the world. Now I am nothing, and it makes me sad. But this is quite a maze. Yes, you can use the pun amazing now, so be quiet. And there we go, some enemies, with a bunch of toads. It's a toad lady. Yeah, what she said. So, what does this do? Why, everybody's gonna be a toad. Or are they? Remember, if Toad is cast on you twice, you are not a toad. But in this case, you are a toad. But what can you do? You can either recover, or you can attempt to fight. Note, I said attempt to fight. Because you do a measly 1 point of damage to your enemies. And now we will be having frog-on-frog combat. And why those frogs are pink lavender, I don't know. So let's call a little help here. Get rid of them. And yes, these enemies still do have quite a few hit points. But don't worry, this is the only time I will show this particular fight. Because she always comes with 6 frogs. And that's just very irritating. And apparently, Mist is not very worthy on her. Here we go again! It's kind of like press your luck, except with frogs. Press your toad. See if it croaks. Or will you just go jump in a lake? And no, I'm sorry, magic does not work while you're a toad, even if you casted it around before. Except for the spell of Toad. So, who's gonna be a toad? Who's not gonna be a toad? I told you so! Okay, how many more frog puns can I think of? Hop to it, Magma. And win this fight already. Don't worry, once you defeat the Toad Lady, it becomes a lot simpler. Until then, you just have to aim your sights high. And let's hope a petrification arrow works. Because frogs cannot use arrows. There's a lot of things they can't use. Kung Fu martial arts is one of those things. But no, I'm not going to take any damage. Will I be speeding this fight up? Absolutely not. Because these are frogs, and not chipmunks. In fact, I think I will run from these fights from now on. Or you could defeat all the frogs, because the frogs generally have low hit points. It's your decision. Except to become a toad. And last we could not turn the witch to stone. So we go through another round of ribbit. Which makes you wonder, is this the easiest fight in the world? Or the hardest fight in the world? Why, the answer is in the frog. Because now that the master is gone, I'm sure the frogs will think of something to do. Or they might just stand there and get stoned. You put stone frogs around your pond. Don't let those frogs fall in love with Radia. Or you might be seeing some weird babies. I deserve that. And after this fight, we'll have to turn everybody who was a toad back into normal. Or abnormal as they can get. For Tiny Toad, you are worthless without your master. Was it worth it? Quite a few gil and experience. You tell me whether it was worth it. Ribbit. And that's... is not to be confused with Kane's mating call. It's a good thing Kane can't retort against me. Otherwise, he would lose his job. And if you lose a job, by golly, then it's back to peanuts for you. And nobody wants to go back to peanuts. I was wrong. 3 of them can appear. But in a back attack? I think not. They do look funny when they're running, though. I will admit that. And they just do little bitty hops when they run. But oh my, that takes a lot of our gil. And yes, your lead character, if they are a frog, will look like a frog. And that's why you can use Maid Kiss. Maid Kiss, the item to turn you into a human again. Because it's not necessary. Now, where was I? Ah yes, taking secret passages. And there's a perfect item for Radia. The Fairy Rod. And while the Fairy Rod, it cannot be used from the back row as a regular weapon, it is sure to have an item effect for us. It will be tested in our next adventure. Oh, Marble, one of the most hated enemies in the game. Because of their breath, that can do a whole bunch of status effects. Charm, Mute, Toad, you name it, it does it. But fortunately, it does have some weaknesses. Usually fire. And fortunately, Rose's arrows will work. But remember, when you're Toad, you have absolutely no defenses. Also, you cannot cast magic when you're a Toad. Surprise, surprise. Oh my, Rosa, you're being digested. And that is just gross. And no, your Kung Fu Toads do not do anything. That could have been deadly if that actually was not muted. Also, this is very close to a total wipeout. Fortunately, that's not going to happen. Although it will become very close. And this won't, better not go over the 10-minute mark. It'll just go over the almost 11. So in our next video, we recover after a humongous amount of experience because 3 of our characters were down. And Rosa will learn this spell. Oh my, that will be useful later.